Come, come, come. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, friends. Hi, my name is Kelly, and this is Maxwell. Maxwell, come here. Let me put this thing on. My headset thing went, something happened to it, so sending it back, getting a new one eventually. So I'm gonna have this on my lapel. Anyway, welcome. My name is Kelly, and you saw Maxwell coming in the room. I have created an awesome class for us today to go through a few poses very specifically and showing you the trick. It's not really a trick, but a good way to move into a particular pose so that you can potentially get further along. We'll work on side angle, binded side angle, and crow pose. We'll finish on the mat and bridge. And so get comfortable, get comfy, and let's get started. We'll come onto your mat, onto your hands and your knees. Sorry for starting 5 minutes late in this session. Those of you who are watching the recording won't even know that. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Put your hands on the floor and your knees on the floor underneath your hips. Spread your fingers and press your fingertips in the floor and lower your belly towards the ground and look forward. Then exhale and round your back. The neutral spine, twist or turn your body, bend your body to the side, and then bend your body to the other side, opening up your ribs. So do that a few times. And then do cat-cow a few times as well. So now extend out your right leg, extend it out straight and tuck your toes under. Press your heel away from you, push the floor away. Draw down that right hip towards the floor and abs contracted. There you go. Now set your knee down and extend the other leg out. Toes tucked under, push the floor away, press the heel away. Draw the left hip towards the floor so your hips are level. Push into the floor. Set your knee down. Now let's extend the right leg out. I always like to start this Yoga Fit class with some core work. I'm usually on our back. So here, let's in prone position facing the mat. Reach your arm, bird dog position, and then bring your knee into your elbow and touch. and then extend. So we're gonna do that 8 times. 7, touch, and then you reach. And again, you wanna make sure your hips are level. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, round, and then set your hand down and your knee down. And now let's do the other side. Extend your leg out, reach the right arm, stretch that arm out, draw the left hip down. Now bring your knee in and touch your elbow, and then reach. Again, bring it in. So let's do 6 more. Press into the right toes. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Bring it in, touch, round the back. Set your hand down and your knee down. Bring your hands forward, spread your fingers, lift up your knees, downward facing dog. So first, downward facing dog, feel your hamstrings, your calves, pedal your heels right and left. So move the shoulders away from the ears. So at first, you can actually move the shoulders towards the ears and then move them away. So you see the space. Then you want to broaden through your shoulder blades. So broadening. And here's one way to figure that out. If you come forward just slightly, so kind of a half plank or an awkward push-up position, I call it, spread your blades apart. So push into the floor and then keep that and shift your hips back. There is your very structured, stabilized downward facing dog. So we'll do that again. Shift forward and then kind of relax into your shoulders, but then push into your hands, broaden through the back, the upper back, shoulders, and then keep that and move back into downward facing dog. So that's how you stabilize in the shoulder joint and downward facing dog and support and keep the shoulders safe. So lift the right leg up and stretch it out away from you. Look forward between the thumbs, step your foot in and set your knee down. Coming into a low lunge position, look forward, brace your hands on your thigh and lift up your chest. Then exhale and place your hands on the floor. Press, lift the right leg, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Then look forward, step your foot in lightly, put your knee down, brace with your hands on your thigh. Lift your chest up, squaring your hips. Good. Now bring your hands to the mat, downward facing dog. Shift forward into plank. You can set your knees down if you need to, otherwise shift forward and lower down. So there's your chaturanga position and then all the way to the mat. Put the tops of your feet on the floor, forms on the floor in Sphinx pose. Press your fingers into the mat and then kind of pull or grip the mat with your fingertips. That wakes up the pose. Makes you engage your core. Abs in, press into the forearms. Press your feet into the floor. Feel the integrity of that pose with your abs engaged. Now tuck your toes and lift up into forearm plank. Right here, breathe. Press your hands into the floor. So briefly going into side plank, bring your right forearm in at an angle, so press into the forearm, and then go to the edge of your feet and reach the left arm up. Open your body to the side right here. So you don't want to bring your hips back. You want to align the hips. Now let's do the other side. So if you need to, you can set your knees down. Otherwise, try to just bring your forearm down onto the balls of your feet and then go to the other side and reach up. Lift the hips. Good. Now bring your forearm to the mat. Set your knees down, your body down. Slide your hands, elbows in. Press your feet into the floor. Cobra pose, abs in. Or abs contracted. Press your feet into the floor. Now tuck your toes, lift up your hips, downward facing dog. Breathe. So inhale, lift your right leg up. Scoot that right foot forward. We're going to step forward all the way. Left leg forward, lengthening your head forward. Place your fingertips on your shins so your back is really flat and straight in half lift. Now lower down. With your arms coming out to the side, reach all the way up into a standing position. Bring your hands to your heart. Relax your shoulders and stand in your feet. So feel your feet. Pick your toes up, set them down, spreading them apart. Fix yourselves. Turn your palms forward. That externally rotates your shoulders. Soften your knees. Let's do 2 half sun salutations. So that's just a forward fold and then standing up. So fold over, shifting your chest over or tilting the pelvis. Lengthen the head forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Warming up the hamstrings. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Again, inhale, reach up. Soften the knees. Exhale, fold over. Lengthen your head forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, and rise. Stand in your left foot. Bring your hands to your heart. So balancing in the left leg, the left foot, lift up your right knee, grab the knee and pull that leg into the body really tightly. Straighten your left leg. Abs contracted, you can flex your foot. Now bring that right knee to the outside. Just as far as that'll go. Not coming to tree pose, but just holding the leg to the side. And now bring it forward and set it down. So warming up the hip joint, the lower back also. Lift up your left knee, stretch at the glute, the hip. Now bring your knee to the side, standing in your right leg. You can actually feel that glute engage. And then bring it forward and then set that down. Good. Inhale, chair pose. Breathe in, abs contracted. Now fold over. Lengthen your head forward, step back to downward dog. So bring it to downward dog, shifting back. Come forward into that kind of half plank position. Lift up your right hand and walk it forward like a one hand print, so just slightly. Then from this half plank position, shift forward, go to the edge of your right foot, and then lift up your left toes and place them on the other side. Don't flip this. We're just going to do a side plank with your foot behind the leg. So a variation of side plank. Press into your fingers. Excellent. Now bring your left hand to the floor. Downward facing dog. So let's go over again shoulders. So right here, shoulders away from the ears, but you may be not holding with integrity in the shoulder joint. Shift forward into that half plank. Broaden through the back, upper back, engaging or separating your blades apart. Then keep that, come into downward facing dog. There you go. Now come forward halfway again. Walk the left hand forward. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Go to the edge of your left foot and start to lift up the right hand, but place your right foot on the other side and then reach the right arm up, opening your body to the side. Reach the arm up. Good. Bring your hand to the floor. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Lift your right leg up. Square the hips so your toes point towards the floor. Bring the thigh in towards your belly, then shift forward. Step your right foot forward. Crescent pose. High lunge. You can use your hand to brace if you need to. Otherwise, reach up and stretch your arms overhead. Then bring the arms to your side and relax the shoulders. And kind of pull the arms back just slightly, broadening through the chest. Think about the knee in the front. Now sweep your hands behind the lower back. Reach for your elbows and grab the elbows. So really reach around the fingers around the elbows, getting a good stretch in the shoulders. Then lengthen the left leg. Pull the arms like you're pulling against the elbows with your fingers. Abs contracted. Inhaling and then exhaling. Release the elbows. Bring your hands to the floor. Go to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Bring your thigh in towards your belly. Then shift forward. Step your foot to your hands. Crescent pose. Separate your feet. Inhale. Reach all the way up. Stretch the arms first. Then bring the arms to your sides. Draw the shoulders back. Keep your balance by making sure the knee is over your ankle. Straighten the back leg. Then hands behind the lower back and cross the opposite way. You got to kind of figure that out this time, right? And then pull against the elbows and lengthen the back leg. Abs in, looking forward, inhaling, exhaling. Breathe in, breathe out. Let your elbows go. Inhale, reach your hands for the floor. Downward facing dog. Coming into plank pose. So that half plank, walk your right hand forward just about a handprint. Go to the edge of your right foot. And then start to turn. This time, the variation, bring your foot into the front of your leg. And then start to straighten your body. So body long, bring your hip under. And then reach the right arm up. Press into your fingertips. You can look down and then turn your gaze up slowly though. Excellent. Hand to the floor. And let's set our knees down and just rotate at the wrist joint before we do the other side. And then rotate at this wrist joint. And then lift up into downward facing dog. That half plank right there. Walk your left hand forward just slightly. Go to the edge of your left foot. Step your right foot to the center. Start to open your body to the side. Reach the right arm up. So now you're in side plank with the arm up. Lift your hips. Use the weight in that right foot, or press your weight into the right foot so you can have integrity in this side plank. Good. Now place the hand on the floor. Turn, face the mat, downward facing dog. Look forward, bend your knees. Step to your hands. Lengthen the head forward. Then exhale, fold. Inhale and stand all the way up. Breathe, reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart. All right, standing in your left foot. Lift up your right knee. Balance. Pull that leg in. How's your balance today? Bring your knee to the side. So coming into tree pose. Left hand to hip. Right hand to ankle. Pull that foot into the inner thigh. Look forward. Hands at your heart. Straighten that left leg. Inhale. Reach your arms up. Straight, as straight as you can get the arms. Really straight. But then relax your shoulders down. Bring the hands to your side, or arms to your sides. Excellent. Now lift your knee forward. Extend the leg out. Support the leg if you need to. Toes pointing straight up, or let it go. 3, 2, and then 1. And lower. Second side, other side. Stand in your left foot. Get your balance first. Bring your hands to your heart. Lift your knee. Grab the knee. Pull it in. Bring the leg side. Foot to the inner thigh. Hands to your heart. Shoulders back. Then reach up. Inhaling. Straight arms all the way, but then relax the shoulders down the back. Abs in. Reaching the arms to your sides, all the way down, and relax. Knee forward, extend the leg, balancing, straighten the leg, both legs, let it go if you can. 3, 2, and then 1. Lower down slowly. Marvelous. Very good. Inhale and reach up. Soften your knees, friends. Exhale, fold with a flat back all the way over. Lengthen your head forward, hands to the floor, step back to plank. Shift forward, lower down. Let's do up dog or cobra. Press into the floor, press into your feet. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Shift your hips back and then kind of tilt the sitting bones up. But then you also want to pull in your abs. So it's a slight, it's like right there in the middle. You have to find that, not arching the spine, but not tucking too much. Good. Now shift forward into that quarter plank or awkward plank position. Right hand forward, go to the edge of your right foot. Now you can choose the front, the back, or stack your feet, stack your legs, opening your body to the side. And then just like we did tree pose, maybe you want to bend your knee and place your foot on your inner thigh for tree pose. Relax the shoulders, soften. Now bring your foot to the floor. Set your hands down, knees down, and let's come into a brief child's pose to give your wrists a break. And rotate it at the wrist joint. Put the back of your hands together like this. Reach forward, spin them around. So the back of your hands together. And then reach forward. Now the second side. Opposite side. Lift up, downward dog. Shift forward just a bit. Walk that left hand forward. Just about a handprint. Go to the edge of your left foot. Set up, foot in front, foot behind, or stack. Reach your arms. Then if you want to, separate your legs, bring your foot to the inner thigh, and reach that arm up. Open the body to the side, then lift your hips. Set your hand on the floor, turn and face the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Look forward, then place your foot where you're looking. Set your foot down. Spin your left heel down, warrior two. Up and over the rainbow. Looking forward. Go ahead and turn your palms up, both of them. So that externally rotates your shoulders. Pull your arms back just slightly. And you want to make sure your knees over your ankles, so gaze forward. Palms facing up, looking forward over that hand where you're serving. Shift your knee forward more. Get into that lunge position. Recenter the knee over your ankle. Now bring your left hand behind your back. And so in side angle with a bind, you want to pull your elbow in, so don't wing your elbow back. You want to pull your elbow in and then slide your hand. See that? So if your arm is out, it's harder to get a bind. So if you pull your elbow in towards the body, then you can reach around and grab your leg. If not, just grab the waistband of your pants. So knee over the front, over the ankle, sweep it around, and then you're just gonna bring your side body towards your thigh, put your form down. Good. So, and then opening up the shoulder again, pull your elbow in towards your body rather than pulling the elbow away. That's a key thing. Now lift up to warrior two again. So move your hand. So that was a half bind. So you can always come into a half bind that opens up the shoulder nicely. It's safe, even though it feels a little awkward. But as we're going through class today, we're repetition and slowly moving step by step into a pose is how you learn. And then eventually you may get further along if you're practicing. Now bring the hands to the floor, come to downward facing dog, and we'll go to the other side. Lift your left leg, look forward, step your foot where you're looking, and set your heel down in the back. Reach up and over the rainbow. Look forward. You want to draw under this left hip, but keep your knee over your ankle so you can make that adjustment. And turn your palms up, Relax the shoulders. Shift that knee. Good. Bring your right hand behind your back. So now you can see my back side. And you don't want to bring your elbow out. You want to pull your elbow in so your forearm's touching your back. And then you'll slide around and just grab the thigh or your waistline right here. But pull your arm in. All right? So then just lean forward with a straight side body and put your form on your thigh. Here's your half bind side angle. Keep pressing into your feet, and you want to draw that left hip under. Good. Now lift up, bring your hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Excellent. Let's do it again. Reaching a little bit further, right leg up, look forward, step your right foot between your hands, set your heel down, and reach up and over, turn your palms up, left hand behind. So remember, elbow in, sneak that hand forward, then reach forward, bring your form down, then try to bring your shoulder down to your knee height right there, right? So you still have that bind of your hand, and then reach underneath maybe, and maybe your fingers find each other. If that's not possible, just stay right here, or form on your thigh, then open your body to the side, press into your feet, look up, abs in, good, unbind, hands to the floor, look at the mat, downward facing dog. Lift up your left leg, look forward, step your foot, or you're looking, set your heel down, warrior two, palms up, bring the hand behind the back, draw your elbow in towards, or form towards your back, slide it forward, grab the thigh or your waistband, lower your shoulder towards the forward knee, and maybe you can go low enough that you can reach the arm underneath and clasp your hands, or reach for your wrist. Breathe in, shift the knee forward, open the body to the side. Good. Now unclasp, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Then look forward, bend your knees, step your feet to your hands, lengthening your head forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand all the way up, tall. Go ahead and stand in your right or left foot and lift up stand in your left leg and lift up your right foot. I got that right. All right, lift up your knee, grab your knee, pull that leg into your body, bring the leg to the side. So just try, even though I didn't have you get a strap or a belt, reach down and grab your big toe. Just try. And then extend your left arm out for balance and extend the leg out to the side as straight as you can. Hand, big toe, hold to the side. Standing tall, bend your knee and set it down. We're just holding that for just a moment. So even if you don't straighten the leg all the way, it's okay. We're practicing. Repetition, repeating movement over and over again safely with some alignment. You'll eventually get a pose into a different place, or the full expression of the pose, whatever that means for whoever, right? So left leg to the side, right arm to the side, reach down, grab your big toe, stand tall, and then try to extend the leg as straight as you can. Shoulders back, just for a moment, bend your knee, and leg forward, set it down. Excellent. Reach up, inhale, come to chair pose. So sweep the arms forward, inhale, and then exhale and fold. Lengthen the head forward, exhale, step back to downward dog. Let's go through a vinyasa. Shift forward so much that your shoulders are over the fingertips. Look down, lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Side plank. Shift forward into that awkward push-up position. Hand goes forward just a little. Go to the edge of your right foot. Side plank. Stacked or prop up. Lift. And just like we just did, maybe you can grab your big toe and then extend that leg up. Just for a moment. Bring it down, hand to the floor, knees on the mat, forearms on the mat, and rotate at the wrist joint. So even if it's for just a moment in time, that's practice. And if you do it again, comfortably and safely, mindfully, then you'll obviously get stronger by repetition. Now lift your knees, shift your hips up. Side plank, left side, step your left hand forward slightly, go to the edge of your left foot, and then stack your feet, or one in front or back, and then open your body to the side, then reach for your big toe, maybe, and then extend the leg. Even if it's not completely straight, bend your knee and extend it out. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up, look forward, step your right foot where you're looking, heel down, and come up warrior two. So even if you're not coming into the straight leg position and making it perfect, who's perfect and what? So it takes practice to move along or to increase your ability. So be patient with your body, right? The fact that you're doing this is incredible. Knee over your ankle, taking care of yourselves. You're spending time with your body right now. Press into your feet, turn your right palm up. We're gonna reverse warrior, and then straighten your forward leg, coming to triangle pose. So reach the right arm forward. You're gonna bring your left hip back, right? So your hip is back, and then bring your right hand down to your shin. So protecting the hamstring, you don't wanna overstretch the hamstring. Reach your left arm up. So open your body to the side. Your sides are straight, by the way. Maybe you can bring your fingertips to the floor and then look up. So I really want you to have your hand on something, whether it's a block or the floor or your shin. All right? Now bend your knee, and we're gonna come into half moon. I like to put my hand on my hip. I feel stable doing that. Then sweep your right hand forward, slide in your left foot. Then as you straighten the right leg, lift the left and straighten it out away from you. Flex your foot, and then maybe you can reach the left arm up. And breathe. Excellent. Now just bring that left foot in beside the right and center up your body. Chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Come to plank. Shift forward, lower down, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips high, downward facing dog. Then shift forward, just into that half plank position. Bring your left hand, that handprint forward. Go to the edge of your left foot. And then side plank, reaching up. Inhale. Good. Then exhale your right hand to the floor. And now let's do the other side. So downward dog first. Then shift to that half plank. Right hand forward. Edge of your feet. And reach the left arm up. Maybe you can stack. Maybe you tree pose. Maybe you do something, right? Good. Now, face the mat. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Step your left foot forward, heel down, warrior two. So this side, relax the shoulders, and you can turn your palms up if you want. But turn your left palm up, reverse warrior, hand goes behind the hamstring, feeling that front body stretch, and then straighten your forward leg. That feels awfully good right there. And then sweep your left arm forward, reach, triangle pose. Bring your hand down, being careful of your hamstring on this left side. So you want to press into the ball of your foot, reach the right arm up, and then draw your shoulder back. Straighten the leg as much as you can. I'd like for your fingers to be on something, whether it's the floor, a block, or your shin. But straighten your side body. Arm over the ear, coming into half moon. So balancing on your left legs, bend the knee, reach your left fingers for the floor, slide your right foot in. As you straighten the left leg, lift the right leg up off the floor. Straighten that leg, right arm up. Beautiful. And then set your hand down, step your feet together. Inhale, chair. Right into it, everyone. Bring your right knee up to the chest. Bring it to the side. So now you choose either tree pose right here or grab your big toe and extend that leg out as straight as you can. Reach your left arm if you want to. Turn your palm up, looking forward. Then bend your knee, bring the knee forward, pull it up, and set your foot down. Let's change sides. So each time you do this, you're going to feel more confident with it. Feel like you've gotten a little further, right? So press into your right foot, lift up the left knee. So even if it's held for just a moment, just try. That's all you can do. Leg to the side, again, tree pose or hand to big toe, hold, reaching, and then extend that leg. Or foot to your inner thigh. Shoulder back, then bend your knee, bring it forward, and set it down. Beautiful job. Let's sit on the floor. Coming to your mat. Legs out straight. For a moment, and walk your hands forward. Feel your hamstring stretch. Reach for your shins and pull in just slightly, inhaling. And then lift up. And roll back onto your back. So separate your knees and bring your thighs in towards your body by pulling against the shins. Then bring your arms on the insides of your legs, and as if you were coming into crow pose, spread your fingers and flex your feet. Bring the elbows on the inside of your knees, and then the triceps on the inside of the knees right there. So that is the position of crow pose right there. So lift your shoulder blades up, feel the abs contracting right here. Spread your fingers, and then you're gonna press into your fingertips. Good, and then lower down. So remember that. Roll up. Come onto your feet, separate your feet. You can come to the middle of your mat. And I want you to face the short edge of your mat, okay? So that we're in the same position on your mat. It may make more sense as I talk you through this. So we're just gonna practice crow pose. Rounding the spine right here, press into the floor. So I'm just reaching my hands forward of my feet. It's about a foot forward of my feet. It's about the length of my arms. Some people have longer arms, right? So that can make it different for them. So lift up your hips, and then you're gonna lift your heels, squeeze your knees into your triceps like that. Spread your fingers and press your fingertips into the floor. Look forward. Don't forget that. And then pick up your right foot and set that down, and then left foot and set that down and bring it down. Okay, so here's another cue that is kind of interesting to try. So if you bring your shoulders on the inside of your knees and then you turn your elbows out like that, right? So rather than hugging in, I want you to just feel that, right? And then lift up your hips, come onto the tippy toes and look forward. And then start to pull the elbows in towards each other and lift your feet up off the floor one at a time, right? And then set it down. Okay, so now this time, we're gonna try to lift both feet off the floor. So reach your hands, lift up your hips, gaze forward, so lift your heart, but then round your back. So it's kind of countering those messages, but you are contracting your abs and looking forward. Lift your right foot up, press into your fingertips and left foot up. Point your toes. Then set your feet down. Excellent job. Fold over. Lengthen forward. Then exhale and fold. Inhale and stand. All the way up. Let's do a side stretch. Bring your hands together. Feet underneath your hips, so separated slightly. Lean over to the left, reaching your arms. And I want your arms straight, like your legs are straight but not locked, but straighten the arms. So shifting the hips out to the side, reaching the arms over the ear. Inhale and reach. And now change sides. So side, stretch. Moving in a different direction, stretching the spine. Reach the arms. Draw that left shoulder back. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale through the difficulty, and then exhale. Everybody fold over. Then lengthen the head forward. Press into the shins or the floor. Exhale your hands to the mat. Step back into plank. Let's go through a vinyasa. So lowering down. Lift the chest up through. Up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, and then exhale. So last time into side plank. Shift forward halfway, then walk your hand forward, go to the edge of your feet, and then to open up the body to the side. Stack your feet, and then maybe try to tree pose this time, even if it's for a moment. Yes, good. Now, face the mat. Let's just go right into the other side. Extend or bring that left hand forward more, and then go to the edge of your foot. Stack. Open the body to the side. Foot to the inner thigh. If you want to, breathe in. Breathe out. Lift your hips. Place your hand on the floor, and downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Look forward. Step your foot where you're looking. Set your heel down, warrior two, into reverse, straighten the forward leg, into triangle pose. Reach forward, reach down for your shin or a block, reach up. So your side body is straight, so not rounding like that. You want to keep the spine straight, arm over your ear. Good, bend your knee, half moon. Hand to the floor, lift your leg. And this time, if you want to, grab your foot, open your body to the side. So elbow back, opening the shoulder. Look up if you'd like to try. Otherwise, keep your gaze down. Now let your foot go, and then slowly bring that foot beside the other foot. Lengthen the head forward. Then exhale, fold. Place your hands, step back to plank. And let's go through a vinyasa. Shift, lower down, lift your chest up through, upward dog, exhale back, downward facing dog. Again, broaden through the upper back, shoulders away from the ears. Lift up your left leg, so we'll do the second side. Step your left foot forward and set your right heel down, warrior two. Turn your palm up, reverse and straighten the forward leg. And then reach the left arm forward and bring the right hip back. Hand goes down for triangle pose. Be very careful right here. Modify what you need to modify. Reach the arm over your ear, straighten the side body. Bend your forward knee, half moon. Bring your left hand forward, lift the right leg up. Open your body to the side by reaching the arm up to the hand to the ceiling. Then maybe you can grab your foot and then keep the left leg straight. Look side, draw the shoulder back. Let it go, set your foot down. Hands step forward. Lift your arms forward, chair pose. And then put your hands on the floor, lift your heels. Okay, so one more thing. We're just gonna go over this briefly. Maybe you wanna set your knees down for a moment. Let's set our knees down for a moment. So I wanna go over, because I've been practicing this, but I wanna go over side crow just to do it. We'll just do that one time, one round on each side. So if your knees are pointing forward, right, of the short edge of the mat to the front of your mat, what I want you to do is I want you to point your knees at like a 45-degree angle, so to the side, knees side by side. Place your left hand on the floor, so I turn my knees to the right, then reach the right arm over and look forward for a moment. So now my tricep is right near my left knee. It's on the outside. And so get that hooked underneath there, right? And so now your hips are probably at the level of your elbow. You're gonna lift your hips higher than your elbow and lift up and press into your fingertips, right? So now your hips are higher. You may have to move your hands out. Oh, the fingertips, I shouldn't forget this. Fingertips are lined up with each other. And then you just lean in and come into chaturanga arms and then try to pick your feet up off the floor, right? So just practicing. Not taking it anywhere this time unless you have this in your practice. So now setting up for the other direction. Knees point to the edge of the mat. So the key thing in this class that I want to, I guess, speak about is that, you know, it takes time to adapt, for the body to learn and adapt to a position or a pose or learning something. And so repetition is the key, and then also being mindful. So I turn my knees to the side 45 degrees. My hands are forward, my fingertips pressing in, look forward. Then you want to lift your hips higher than your elbows and then sink in, and maybe you can lift up your feet for a second and then set them down. So not coming into any full pose unless you have that in your practice. We're just practicing. We'll come back to this in another class. So now turn your knees forward and cross your ankles and sit on your mat. All right, so facing the front of your mat. Coming into Gomukhasana. So cow face pose. Let's first reach your arms. So right arm underneath your left. Move that. And then turn your palms around. Point your elbows forward. Center up the arms in front of your face. And then unwind the arms and reach out. Let's do the other side. So now left arm goes underneath your right. See my elbows right there. Then spin your hands around if you can. And reach your arms up. Point the forearms forward. And then release. Fix this. So then let's go. So now start with your legs. Right leg over your left. And you can just do this, right? And then I want you to try to wiggle your feet out parallel from each other and your knees one on top of the other. So we're going into this deep hip stretch on the outsides of your hips. So you flex your feet. So Gomukhasana legs, tight hips, right? Opening those up. Bring the right arm underneath your left. Spin it around, palms together. Reach your elbows up towards forward, and then move the forearms away from your face. All right, so now just try. Reach the elbows towards the knee. Feel the outside of your hips stretching. Sit your both glutes on the floor. Maybe you can reach the elbow over further. And then lift up. So eagle arms and Gomukhasana legs. So opening up the back of the shoulders. Good. Now let's change sides. Put your right leg underneath your left. Sweep that foot over. Stay right here. And if you can, just try to wiggle your feet out so they're parallel away from each other. And then your knees are one on top of the other. and then settle the legs down. So feel that stretch. It's both glutes on the floor. Now reach your left arm underneath your right. Eagle arms, cow face pose legs. Two animals. Inhale, reach your arms. So the goal is to stretch the upper back and stretch the outer hips. Stretching at the blades and the shoulders, relaxed away from the ears. Now tap the forward knee, and then reach the elbow further, keeping your glutes on the floor. Inhale and reach. Excellent. Now bring your legs out into a straddle stretch. Separating your legs, wide angle seated fold. So flex your feet, sitting up tall first. No need to push too far in this pose. I just want you to reach your hands forward, walking it out, and use your sticky mat to kind of pull a little bit further towards the floor with a flat back. Reach as far as you can. Then maybe you can bring your forearms down to the floor. Maybe you can bring your chest all the way down to the floor. Different levels of flexibility. And breathe. And turn your head right and left while you're here. And then up and down. Now slide your hands in. Bring your legs in towards each other or together. And now we're going to lower down on the floor. Put your feet flat on the floor. Head on the floor. Palms on the mat. Pick your shoulder blades up and set them down. Then lift up your hips. So coming into bridge pose. Lift up your right shoulder. Pull that shoulder blade under. Lift up your left. Pull that shoulder blade under. Back of the head on the floor. Lift your hips up. Your knees point straight up, or you think your legs are parallel. Turn your heels out just slightly. And then engage your inner thigh muscles to support the lower back by pressing into the inside edges of your feet. Now clasp your hands if you can and press the edge of your hands into the floor. Inhaling and then exhaling. Close your eyes for a moment. We're here for 3 more breaths. Full deep breaths. Unclasp your hands, lower your glutes to the floor, separate your blades apart, and just hang out for a minute or for a few seconds. We'll do that again. If you want to come up into wheel pose, that's your option. Fingers over your shoulders or hands over your shoulders with fingertips pointing towards your shoulders. Otherwise, we're coming into bridge pose with one leg up. So we'll do both legs. So let's start off hands on the floor. Shoulder blades, pull them in towards each other. Make your base right there. You lift the hips straight up. Don't push towards your shoulders, okay? So push into your feet, lift your hips. Then clasp your hands. Get your arms underneath you. Shoulders on the floor. Back of the head on the mat. And then lift up your right leg. Flex your foot, lift that leg up higher. Breathe in, breathe out. Turn your toes towards you. Breathe in, breathe out. Then bend your knee, set that down. Adjust, place your right foot on the floor, extend the left leg up straight. Lift up the hips, straighten that leg, turn your toes in towards you. Inhaling. Exhaling, breathe in, breathe out. Bend your knee, set your foot on the floor, unclasp your hands, and then lower down. Separate your blades apart. Bring your feet to the edge of the mat, arms out to the sides, tip the knees over one side, and then tip to the other side, right, and then left. Then bring your knees over to the right. Place your right ankle on your left knee, the outside of the knee. Look over to the left. Pull your back towards the floor, abs in. You're on the insole of your left foot. And then set your feet on the floor, knees tip over to the other side, pull your abs in, ankle to the outside of your knee, and look over to the right. Insole of your right foot on the floor, and that knee draws down as you pull your abs the back towards the floor. And then look up, lift your knees, bring the legs in, happy baby pose, knees in towards your chest, lower back on the mat, feet up, hands around the outside of your feet, pull the knees towards the outside of your shoulders and rock from side to side. Malasana position on your back, or yogi squat on your back. Good. All right, so now let your feet go, feet to the floor, legs extended out straight. So right ankle, or right heel to the right corner, left heel to the left corner. Let's take 1 minute for Shavasana. So arms to your sides, palms facing up. Level your shoulders, or even up your shoulders on the mat. And then your hips also. Close your eyes, chin neutral, and just be for a moment. So your thoughts recognize that you have a thought, but then let it go. Try not to attach to any thought for the moment. Any to-dos, just take this moment to decompress the mind, even for a minute. So think about the space between your brow, the mind's eye. Take a deep breath in. As you bring your focus there, and then exhale that out. Now bring your focus to your shoulders. Deeply inhale. And exhale. Bring your focus to your hips. Inhaling. Exhaling. And then your limbs, your arms, inhaling through the nose. And exhaling. And then one more breath. Awareness to your legs, inhaling. And then exhaling. Open your eyes and reach your arms overhead, bend your knees, place your feet on the floor and roll over to your side. And just take a moment before you sit all the way up, inhaling. And then press yourselves up off of the mat, picking up your shoulders and your head. Bring your legs seated comfortably. And hands to your heart, close your eyes. Edge of the hands to the mind's eye. In appreciation and gratitude for practicing together. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Leave me your comments and let me know you've watched the video or did the video. I appreciate that always. More feedback from me helps me to work with you better in this online training type format. But I really enjoy it. I enjoy doing this with you. Thank you, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.